The A Show,
where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
I love that song. It just grew on me like a wart. Welcome everybody to the A Show. I am your host, April Hunter, and this is my beautiful co-host, Eva D. And tonight we're very excited to welcome Kristen Tomaru. She is the author and the artist of many books, including Night Terrors. This will be a fun guest for us because she's very unique. So she will be on very shortly. And we're also going to talk about a lot of things going on this week. Seems like every week there's so much happening. We're going to talk about how these organized protests, they're not organic at all. They are very much sponsored and planned. It's very strange. Did you know that Doge always existed? It's existed for the past 10 years, just under a different name. And there's also a very interesting story, the real life Jonah and the whale story. So we're going to get to that as well. But first, let's welcome you guys. So I see people in here. So welcome. I see Michael. Hello. I see Allie. CS, what's up, Chip? I see Big Wig. Lon, hi, Lon. Thank you for the beautiful Valentine's gift. I appreciate it. And Colin, Tuesday titties.
Look in the house.
Tuesday. That's better than Taco Tuesday, right? Tuesday titties. I like it. Winona,
got all three.
Hi, how are you doing? So as people filter in, that was part of the reason we decided to have Kristin come on a few minutes late, because we know how it is. You get your notifications, you kind of come in a little bit later. We don't want to waste her stories. Not waste her stories, but we want to have max capacity for her stories. We don't want to waste them just on you three. No.
Nope. Throw your bits and titties before she gets on.
Exactly. So we met her at Tampa Bay Screams, and she does, what would you call it? We call it kind of a horror fairy tale series.
Yeah, I guess so. Short stories, poems, actually. They're 13 poems, right?
Something like that she started with, I think, her children.
Horror poems.
So, yeah, she did a little illustration and dedicated one to me, and I appreciate that. And love it. There was one that was, hang on, let me find this one.
Don't you fall asleep, Colin.
No. Not sleeping.
And how could you do that with us? No.
I don't know. There was a fun one in here I was going to read if I could find it, but of course I lose it right when we're on camera, so naturally. And I see Brandon. What's up? LJ Maya. Hello. Nope, there was a good one.
I thought she was awesome.
Yeah, she really is. So I'm really happy that we're going to have her on. And just so you know, next week we have on. Do you want to?
Joe Davison from Stranger Things 2 and many other things he's done. So excited about him coming on too.
Yeah, Joe's he's done a lot of stuff. So he's doing not only was he on Stranger Things 2, but he's done a lot of, he's a writer and director. He comic books as well. So he keeps a toe in every ocean.
And a family man.
Yeah. Yep. So, and a fellow redhead. So if you're a Stranger Things fan, come on and join us. We will have Joe Davison on.
I can't see it. Oh, I'm stuck. Anyway.
Yeah. Your thing is weird.
Because I got it blurred.
You're funny.
Love that
Chip, horror and poetry. I like already, right? It's an unbeatable combination. Do you know a lot of the fairy tales originally, like the Grimm's fairy tales, were actually done in the same exact vein, where they were meant to teach a lesson and kind of scare the shit out of you. You know, Little Miss Muffet sat on eating your curds and whey, which is actually cottage cheese. Along came a spider and sat down beside her. We know the rest. So, Harry Power, what's up, boob? man, boobs. So we worked at convention this week as well. We were over at Broderick Con in Pinellas Park. I had to think about it. I'm like, where were we? In Tampa Bay. And that was actually, it was fun. It was quiet, but fun because there was another convention happening at the same time. So if you came out, we appreciate that. It was fun. And then our friend was having his 25th birthday party after that. And we got time there. So I posted some pictures.
25th something.
Yeah, 20.
Hey,
30 times.
What about that Pac-Man game?
Yeah. There was a couple of really cool toy collector. What do you call it there? I guess vendors, and they had Miss Pac-Man, and anybody could play. So it was really cool. I'm also back. We're also back in a month. March 15th, we will be back there in the area for Clearwater Comic-Con. So Clearwater Library Comic-Con. So if you missed us this time around, we'll be back. And that's right there, almost the same exact area. So they do this back to back every year.
And isn't there something coming up after that too? On the 29th.
On the 29th, we have a wrestling convention that is based around the NWO and WCW. So that will be in Lutz, Florida. Luts. Some people call it Lutz. It's Lutz. And
Lutz.
Sorry, Lutz. Yeah, I'm not batting a thousand today. My brain is not connecting on all cylinders. I'm trying to find the name of that convention, but if you guys know it, please post it because I'm blanking out. But Michael, that would be cool. Clearwater Comic-Con is a fun time. They have cosplay competition, and last year they had belly dancers and all kinds of authors and cosplayers, and it was a good time. A lot of toy vendors, they had the 501st, all the stormtroopers and everything there. So it was a good time.
I found the con.
Oh, what is it?
It's they're calling it a WCW reunion.
Yes, that sounds about right.
And Glory Days GrappleCon?
GrappleCon. That's it. GrappleCon. Like I should be able to remember that one. Yes. Yes. So GrappleCon March 29th. So we'll be doing that.
GrappleCon.
So okay. We have a couple minutes before she joins us. I don't know.
What do you have for them?
Well, let's start with something. It was interesting. Did you know that Doge existed for the past 10 years?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Okay, so it was originally called USDS, and it stands for United States Digital Services. It was created under President Obama back in 2014. And then they changed the name. Yeah, it didn't really do anything different. They changed the name to Doge, Department of Government, whatever it's called.
Waste.
Yeah, right. So it's interesting all the things that they're finding. It's shocking. Like we know that the government wastes money, but I don't think we knew it was this bad. So they said,
I've heard some stuff.
Yeah, they said today it was upwards of not millions, but trillions that came through the health department. That was funneled through the health department through FEMA to funnel illegal migrants, and they took it from the people who needed it the most and paid for housing and cars for migrants. So
I've heard a lot about that too.
It's really disappointing considering how many people got slammed over the past couple of years with, Maui getting so, getting so screwed over, and Eastern Tennessee and Georgia and definitely Western North Carolina. And now California, they said trillions was taken from FEMA to cover migrants. Wow. It's crazy. Red Sunny, what's up? Hi. So
I'm hearing about Kentucky floods.
Yeah. So we have some floods in Kentucky that I don't know how many people are paying attention to all this stuff. I don't know what the media is covering and not covering because I don't watch mainstream media, but usually they don't cover a lot. And Yeah, CS says it's becoming obvious there's a lot of money laundering going on in the federal government. Certain ones in the government upset because they're no longer benefiting, so it seems.
Oh, I agree.
I know. So here's the thing. While these and here's another thing. I know they're doing. It basically seems like they're trying to run the government now like a business. And I realize that a lot of the layoffs are scary and alarming. I get that. I agree. But I don't know if people realize this because it was pre-social media, and social media puts everything under a microscope. But when Clinton came to office, he laid off over 426,200 people and almost every federal judge. So that was a lot of people.
Wow.
So people say this is unprecedented, but it's not. It was definitely done by Clinton. And the difference then to now is that it had more bipartisan support at that particular time, and there was no oversight committee. But we also didn't know what we know now about certain things. You know, now we know that the Clintons are WEF, WHO people, and we know that, of course, you know, a lot of our other politicians are as well. So they are, you know, in bed with these. So of course they're going to be receive bipartisan support for that type of thing.
Yeah, and hopefully they're shaking in their boots right now.
It
might be a while for this. But that money needs to go to the right people.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see. It's going to be a while before we come back from the inflation in the economy that we've got. And I think because we're not being propped up by fake numbers and by fake jobs reports and by printed money and them dropping things off like coffee and other things from inflation now to try and make it look good. All that fake propping up is done. So we're going to hit the wall that we should have hit years ago. Sure. And I think what they're trying to do is preemptively try and go in and cut so it's somewhat of a softer landing. I think it's going to be a year or two before we get back on our feet.
Hey, didn't you find something? You were talking about the job cuts. What about the job cuts that was going on prior that we don't hear about in the Clinton administration?
That's what I said. They cut 426,200 cuts as soon as they came in. So plus almost all the federal judges. So the people who said this was the people who are saying this is unprecedented, that's actually not true. It's just right. Like I said, we didn't have social media and a lot of media coverage. So a lot of times people aren't aware. And Winona's in that part of Kentucky. And yeah, she says it was badly flooded. I was flooded in Saturday. That's awful.
Sorry,
it really is. That. Are you doing okay? Yeah, I know, like Pikesville and a lot of those areas. It's Paducah too, I think. A lot of those areas have gotten hit. And cool, awesome dude, how are you doing? Welcome. And we have gas is actually down. Yeah, you're right. It's gone down a little bit. It
went back up today.
Yeah, spring break's coming. Just give it a minute.
Yeah, I mean, literally yesterday went up 25 cents till today.
Yeah, it's going to keep going up because we're hitting that spring break time. And Chip says, and Reagan fired all the air traffic controllers when they went on strike, took out all of them. This is nothing unusual for presidents. It's only because Trump is being spotlighted. And that happens.
Absolutely.
It happens. So, and guess what? We have Kristen joining us. So let's bring her on. All right. Welcome, everybody. So excited. All right, everybody. This is Kristen Tomaru, the author and artist of Night Terrors and many other amazing books, I might add. So what you got there for us?
Ta-da!
Yes, awesome.
Ooh,
awesome.
Nice.
We were just saying previously that a lot of originally fairy tales, especially the Grimm's fairy tales, used to be a little bit scary because they were there to freak you out.
It's really fun. And then you have like a lot of them didn't have like a happy ending. Like, no. Really cool.
I think a lot of people don't realize like the Little Mermaid ended in like murder suicide. So it did not go well.
Cinderella had to her sisters had to chop their toes off and bad scene.
Yep.
Just a bad scene.
So you're just going back to the roots here, just a little bit softer.
At least I wear it on the cover. It's not like princesses and then death. No, it's just death. Here you go, death.
And
So-
you made that, didn't you? You made the cover too.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I wrote and illustrated everything.
That's amazing. Good for you.
Thank you. I started doing animations too.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're fun as hell, yeah. Actually, I got one of my puppets I'm not done making yet. He still needs teeth. Yeah, I've been doing stop motion lately.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Wow, I love it.
Whoops, that way.
So are you going to promote yourself to comics, or what are you going to do?
I'm going to keep doing the books and then try to just animate my books for fun and see if it goes anywhere.
I like it. Great idea.
Thanks. I'm
Look forward to
just
seeing
starting
it.
out with that part, but
This is one of my favorites.
yeah.
So yes, this is the bring ups. So the creatures hiding in your walls hope that you will trip and fall. They want to drag you from your room and beat you with a filthy broom. You shudder as you wet your pants. They fill your mouth with fire ants. With every bite, you start to swell. Your vomit leaves a nasty smell. Growing dark with every heave, your soul at last will take leave. I love that.
I love
Well,
it.
I tried to top myself every time I wrote a line. And I was just trying to make myself laugh with it.
I love it. These
So
are fun.
what are you always been into horror, or
Well, I'm sorry, you clipped out. What?
have you always been into horror or other genres, or?
Like, there's kind of like just two parts. Like, I love me some Disney, and then I love blood, guts, and gore. Like, there's no real middle ground with me. I grew up with Disney, and then when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I discovered the Twilight Zone, and I was like, things don't have to have a happy ending. It fascinated me, so like I loved it, and I started watching, Outer Limits and Tales from the Dark Side and Tales from the Crypt and all the fun horror stuff. And my kid, who's like 5, has been watching horror since she was like 2 and goes nuts for it. Loves it. Bloodier the better. Like,
That's me. Bloodier the better.
Yeah, it's
right?
fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have to read another one that I actually really like. This one's called
go for it.
Tom.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here we are, a loathsome start, but it will be a work of art, a pungent tale we must impart, the story of a potent fart, an awful stench, both foul and tart. It melts your skin and stops your heart, an ending that you cannot thwart. Rest in sorrow, my sweetheart.
Love that.
Thank you.
So tell us about you. Where'd you learn all this, and
I've
when'd you
always
start?
drawn. And then I started going to art school, and I half paid attention. And then I went to other art schools, and I kind of did my own thing anyway. And I always
Good
got
for you.
A's in art, even though I didn't do the assigned projects.
Nothing wrong with
And it's
that.
awesome.
Just do it. I do it till it feels right. Like, that's it.
Are these
That's
I wish there
fantastic.
was more of a profound thing behind it. There's not. I like to doodle.
So how are some of your stories inspired? You have a daughter, right?
Oh, the Slaughter book. Yes, my daughter inspired this one.
How so?
She's a huge werewolf fan and actually got me into werewolves when she was like, she's loved them since she was 1.5. I don't know why. I think it's Beauty and the Beast's fault.
Mhm.
But she's literally obsessed with werewolves. And I decided to write, at the time, my 3-year-old, a really inappropriate werewolf book for her age, and she loves it.
That's great.
So I can show you 1 or 2 pictures without
Yeah, please
ruining
do.
the whole thing. Let's see which one won't ruin it. We got. Oh, that one won't ruin it.
Oh,
I like that.
awesome.
Yeah, I like that. And if you want, if you want to see more, you can go to Kristen's all her social media here. We have Sugar Plums and Nightmares on Facebook. There we go. Oh, you have it all. There you go.
Yep.
So Night Terrors, and that is Instagram, and Nightmares 626 on TikTok.
Yep, that one I've been
No.
using more often than not now.
And of
Okay.
course, you can look
It's
up
so
Kristen
fun.
Tomaru on Amazon as well and catch her books there.
Yep,
Definitely.
they're both up there, and I got several more coming.
So
Really?
Oh yeah, I have
Right.
one coming out this year. I know that. I don't know when. Before Halloween, it's going to be a slightly more twisted rendition of "There Wasn't a Woman Who Swallowed a Fly," which is kind of a messed up book. Well, it's kind of a messed up poem anyway, and I just kind of, I played with it a little bit. Just a smidgen. It's fun.
I like
Had
it.
a lot of potential, and I saw it. I've always wanted to do it.
So are
And then
you
I have
doing?
a Gingerbread Man book coming out later, and a Uncle Fungus book coming out later, and things are written and not drawn. The drawings take forever.
It's interesting how in a world where people aren't really reading anymore, children's books are still being purchased. So if you're an author, it's a safe bet to go ahead and do a children's book because nobody wants to read to their kid on a screen. They just don't.
True, but not many people buy my books for their children, unless they're older kids. Like, I'm the only weirdo that'll read it to like my little kid. But
No, I don't think that.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I probably would have liked something like that. I remember.
Oh, absolutely.
See, me
Yeah.
too.
What was
But,
that one? Shel Silverstein. Remember his books?
Shel Silverstein, yeah.
Silverstein. Yeah.
And Edward Gorey, that was another one.
Yeah. And
Oh, wow.
oh God, what's his name? James and the Giant Peach, the author, Roald Dahl. So he wrote a lot of horror.
Oh yeah.
Like Switch Bitch and a lot of short
I wrote
stories.
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. Yep.
Another one. I like
So
almost
a lot
like
of-
Wolves in the Walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of them fluctuate back and forth between horror and children's books. It's interesting.
It's fun. Like I like the rhymey Dr. Seussness going on, but it's no survivors. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Where the
Not
wild
worried
things
about a
are.
spoiler. It's kind of a theme for all my books.
And Winona's asking, do you have a favorite Gothic fairy tale?
Mm.
I'd have to think about it, to be honest with you.
And I define Gothic exactly.
Yeah, right.
Or just a favorite fairy tale, really.
Mm.
Again, I have a lot, so it's hard to narrow them down.
What's the first one that popped in your head?
Yeah.
Little Mermaid.
What?
Little Mermaid. Just because I was
Oh.
watching it earlier today.
You should. I liked when we had an assignment in school. I went to Full Sail University, and we had a whole children's entertainment class. And one of the things we had to do was take a classic fairy tale and rewrite it with our own version.
That sounds fun.
That's
Oh,
what
I got
they
that
said.
assignment.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of writers will do that. They'll take a classic and then rewrite it in their own version. Like I took Hans Christian Andersen, The Ugly Duckling.
Nice.
But I would love to see, and I know this has been done a million times, but I never get tired of it. I would love to see Red Riding Hood done in a very like severe, cool way.
That would be
I
really
would
fun.
too.
I just did a wolf one, so I got to wait a bit. But that does sound fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did with the There Wasn't a Woman Who Swallowed a Fly one. Like I took it and then I just tweaked it a tiny bit to make it, just gross and more fun. And then the images in my head are just really great. Like I have a couple of them up actually on my social medias, like by progress and here's what I'm doing today. Blah.
Oh, so they get, where is that again? On TikTok and Instagram? You can follow your progress.
If you scroll, it's on all of them.
Okay. That'd be great.
Mhm.
So how long have you been doing this? Is this your main job, or do you also have a terrible day job?
I used to be a tattoo artist, and then I had my kid and I decided to stay home. And actually I had my Night Terrors book already finished, but I needed to publish it. So I took that opportunity to publish it. And then I wrote, when she didn't need me like 24/7, I wrote the other one. And then I got that one done. And yeah,
That's
trying
awesome.
to make it my full-time career would be fantastic.
That's awesome. And being able to stay home is brilliant. I love that. Oh,
Yeah, a little bit bored, but got my studio, so it works out.
yeah. And no, Wolf, this is not pre-recorded.
I know,
Sorry.
right?
We're just trying not to interrupt. So hi.
Yeah. Here's something else too.
Yes.
What?
So Bigwig says I saw Lindsay Dawn McKenzie do a version
Sorry, yeah,
of Red.
that writing is this big and I can't see any of it.
Go ahead, Ava.
All you're gonna see is like
go
my
ahead.
nose in the camera if I go read that.
One of our people in the chat, Bigwig, says I saw Lindsay Dawn McKenzie do a version of Red.
Nice.
So yeah, and I never get tired of those remakes, unlike the Hollywood version.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I did redo the Muffin Man rhyme into a very twisted, messed up version based on I was playing on TikTok and I saw that there was like an old urban legend that the Muffin Man was actually like a real person. He was a serial killer and this and that. I'm like, I am fascinated. I have to look more into this. And I did, and it was so cool. Like, so I'm almost done writing writing that book. It's really awesome.
I love it. I have
You
another
got
one.
Yeah.
Oh my, look at that. That's awesome.
Thanks. It's the only one where you actually see guts in that book.
Ooh.
This one is this one's another one that I like. So eat you, beat you, make you cry. These creatures bake you into a pie. So lay your head and say a prayer, hoping that your life they'll spare. It's time for bed. It's much too late to meet a most unpleasant fate. They tear you up. It seems so senseless. As you see, they're quite relentless. And if you think these rhymes seem mild, then try to sleep, my rotten child.
Love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I came up with that last line, I think really early on into the book. I was like, this is how it's going to end.
I love it.
So do you write it first before you do the illustrations?
I kind of switch back and forth. If I have an idea for one thing, I'll focus on that. If I have an idea for an image, I'll focus on that. You know what I mean? And then I'll just kind of bounce back and forth. It's fun. If I do one thing for too long, I get burnt out and don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, Eva, you're
understandable.
Hence the books and the animation and the I do like linoleum carving and printing now because it's fun.
I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Carve it out of rubber and I ink it and stamp it on stuff.
Wow.
I do not know what a linoleum print is.
I like the dragon behind you.
Yes.
That was the first one that actually inspired that.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, it's the same pose and everything. Yeah, that was the first monster I did, and I was like, ooh, I could play with this a little. And then I wrote a snippet, and then I was like, ooh, and I wrote another snippet, and I said, ooh, until I had a book.
So here's a question for you. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
I will do my best to answer them and not sound like an idiot.
That's okay.
Oh.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Can I just say I don't know?
Okay, you
I'm
can.
kind of thinking where I'm at.
All right. Let's see. Who or what has been your biggest teacher?
TV. 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
As an
what?
author, you would think I would say books. No, I grew up on Disney movies and Jim Henson and just as I said before, Tales from the Crypt and all that stuff.
Wait, like Muppets Jim Henson or Dark Crystal Jim Henson?
Oh, both. More Dark Crystal and Labyrinth Jim Henson.
Okay. All right.
And Storyteller and all that stuff. So yeah, that gave me the idea for I got darker creatures and they're pretty fun. Actually, I'll grab one in a second. He's over there.
Oh yeah, please.
Hold on one sec.
It's something I noticed that is really different from when we all grew up compared to where they are now. It's a lot of the characters in the kids shows and cartoons when we were young died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So death
Especially their
was
moms.
death was a common thing from Dragon Slayer to Dark Crystal to everything. Death
Oh God,
was
Watership Down. Watership Down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we had a lot. We dealt with a lot of death and attacks and things like that when we were kids. Where they don't.
Never-ending story.
Yeah, they don't have that now. They have these silly, stupid cartoons that are like with stupid voices, like la 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 la. It's like, what are you watching? What are they programming? What are they programming to the kids?
Purple things dancing around.
I know. I'm like, this is what is this exactly? Who thought this was good
They're like Gen Xers and millennials got too messed up. You can't. No, X day.
I don't know.
Keep the moms, guys. Don't.
Yeah, I know. Chip says we were taught hard truths as kids, and it better prepared us for maturity.
Honestly, that's why I show it to my kid. I'm like, I
wonder.
love these movies.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
Wait,
we were talking about, like, we learned survival things when we were young, and the kids now they're so much more.
We also got to go play outside by ourselves.
Yeah.
And nobody knew where we were until like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
That is true.
But
we also, the minute we turned 15, we were applying for our driver's license permit too. We were really all about independence.
So no.
All right. Well.
Yeah. We didn't do that.
You had a job at 13 back then, an actual job.
I tried. I wasn't very good at it. Working like a either.
Yeah.
Well, so what have you show you this guy because he's pretty cool.
I love that.
Awesome. You made that?
Dog comes off with magnets.
That's really cool.
He was my first stop motion puppet, but he got a little too. He doesn't move right, so I decided to scrap him.
Well, you could always take him to shows so we could see that in person.
Right, yeah, it's fun. Man, his face is all clay, and then I painted it, and like I clear coated. It was really good. It's a fun.
Nice.
I got another one over there. But yeah, these are way more fun because they like stay together and they can squish them, and they're just. You ever heard of felting?
No.
You take, say, the inside of a pillow or wool or whatever you have, and then take these barbed needles and literally poke until until it looks like something. That's what it is.
Wow.
It's pretty fun.
That's how you create these?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's needle and fluff.
That's
all the way
crazy
through.
Awesome.
Thank you. I dig it.
When are you
I'm
going
to pop out. I'll be right back.
Okay. When are we going to see your stop motion film?
Well, I'm still practicing. I just started doing stop motion, and that's actually my first puppet for the one that works. I started doing it only a couple months ago, so I'm still working on it. They're looking pretty good, though. You can go on, my either my Facebook or my TikTok, and they're all up there. I got a couple pinned and everything.
All right, I want to check that out.
Yeah.
So let's see if Eva is. Nope, she's still glitching.
Yeah, I saw that she's going in and out a little bit.
Yeah, she probably. We apologize if we're giving anybody a seizure out there.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Winona says I've seen needle felting before, but never tried it. It looks cool though.
Oh, it's so fun, and it feels and sounds like the first crunching into fresh snow. It is so satisfying. Super satisfying.
I would love that. I'm gonna check that out.
It makes the noise and everything, man.
Now you have that up on your where we can follow your progress. You have that up there too, right?
Yeah.
All right, I want to see that.
I have one of those. I have to make more videos. As I said, this is my first one, and I just did it a week and a half ago or something. It took me 3 days. So
okay.
I was just going to ask that. How long?
Yeah, 3 days. This little guy who's not done yet took me a little bit longer just because he's got these itty bitty hands. And he doesn't.
Oh, how cool.
He's going to be pretty cool when I'm done. But yeah, he's all posable and stuff too.
You should do the thing with them, like the garden gnome, where the garden gnome, they take the pictures everywhere. You should do that with your little.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Your thing, just randomly take pictures with these
take
monsters. Take them everywhere. Do there's a sunset picture with the monsters there on the beach. Then and hello, Jerome. How are you doing? Yeah,
and do a little tiny 10-second animation for each one.
Yeah.
I'm totally down.
Just put one on the sliding board, and then have another one just sitting on next to a hamburger, and just
yep. He's perfect size too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh hell yeah! I'll just shove him in my pocket. It'll be good. Yeah, as soon as I get him done, that's a great idea. Oh,
So
wait.
I know we promised not to take up too much of your time. Do you have anything
Oh,
else
I
that
know,
you wanted
fine.
to add?
I do, just for funsies. I have this other book that I'm working on too. And I told you I have like 8 books that I'm in the middle of. It's insane. Artists don't pay attention.
No, that's smart.
Until we're done.
Smart.
And it's awesome. But I have this other one where what is it? How so you do what is it? Whatever. It's no one's ever seen a mermaid before, but people think they know what it looks like. And this kid's like, oh, I have a mermaid. Oh, I finally have a mermaid friend, but it's nothing like what the kid thought. And this is what it looks like.
Oh,
What?
wow.
That looks awesome.
That's
It's got the
this
seashell
cross between
girl, but
a
it's got,
manatee.
like 4 boobs and
Mhm.
like it's got
A
snot on its
manatee.
nose all the time, and it smells bad. Like it's gonna be fun.
I like that.
Thanks. I got a kick out of that one. I was trying to make myself laugh when I was drawing that.
I like that. It's more true to the actual mermaid origin, right?
Yeah,
Because
because
originally
no one's ever really seen one.
they
I'm gonna
exist,
go
damn
through
it.
the,
They exist.
the manatees and it'll be a good time.
Yeah, that's what they said. That, like the mermaids would, or the sailors would get drunk back in the day. Christopher Columbus was writing about it, and he would swear that he saw mermaids, and it turns out they thought they were probably manatees because manatees are like 6 feet when they stand up, and they hold their
Manatees,
babies.
dugongs, and
Yeah. Yeah, they hold
What was the
their
other one?
dugons.
The whale penises? Or was that Nessie? That was Nessie.
I don't know, but they
No shit
Eva.
though, that was Nessie.
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster.
Yep. They come and they sun their little bellies, and then the wieners come out and they flop around. They're like, what? A mermaid, how beautiful.
Yeah, they hold their babies to their breasts like a human does. So you can see how it would be mistaken as a actual baby and a mermaid and the whole thing. Yeah.
How did we get on this topic? I'm kidding.
Well, it's your
I'm
mermaid.
kidding.
So before you go, what is your favorite cookie? What's your favorite junk food or your favorite cookie?
Ooh. Does it count if it's in ice cream?
No, it doesn't count.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, you can do that.
Yeah, cookies and cream ice cream then.
Oh hell
I
yeah.
have to go with the Oreo with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, anything coconut with marshmallow.
Okay.
Totally down.
So Girl Scout cookies.
Samoas.
Yes, definitely. They have an ice cream. I think it's Publix has that Samoa ice cream.
Nice.
Yeah, every once in a while. All right. What is your favorite condiment?
Horseradish.
Wow, that's an unexpected one. Oh my
Super
god.
good on everything though.
It is. It really is. I love spice. And one you're funny. She goes, Eva's having a rave over there. She is, right?
Mhm.
Hang on a second, bring her back. Eva, are you done? Are you having a rave still?
I don't know what's
dancing?
going on here.
Dancing?
It's getting pretty cool looking. Sorry about that. Oh my god, my camera's
cool, awesome,
freaking
dude.
out.
Thank you for your corgos. Okay, we were just asking what our favorite cookie was and our favorite condiment. Let's see. If you had to pick a last meal and you're on death row, what would it be?
I'm gonna be weird and go with ribs and ice cream. Like,
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Cookies
That's
and
not
cream ice
weird.
cream?
ribs and ice cream.
Right on. You
What
can't
kind
go
of
wrong
ice
with
cream?
that.
Okay, now I gotta ask.
Haagen-Dazs vanilla.
Oh, you lost me there.
We're-
It's not my favorite ice cream. I just feel like it would go really well after ribs.
Okay.
Okay,
All right,
fair
that's
enough.
fair.
See, I overthink these things so much that I feel like all the things I really like, if I wanted that for a last meal, I just feel like the prison would fuck it up. Like they wouldn't make it right. Like I want steak and garlic bread, but I feel like they would just not make the steak right. They
Hey,
wouldn't do
Gotta
like
be medium rare, man. Like
I know, that's why I said,
otherwise-
yep, it's gotta be a ribeye medium rare.
There you go.
Like
That's
with,
right.
with a crust.
So they should allow you to make
Big
your
fan
own
of
meal.
fillets too. Filet. Either that or like black and blue. Black and blue is really good with like garlic butter.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
All right. You're on Naked and Afraid. What is it that you
Oh,
take
no.
with you?
What am I? What?
What is the one thing that you take with you if you're on Naked and Afraid?
A knife.
Just a knife?
Yeah, big knife.
Okay. All right. A regular knife or giant machete type?
Got like
Rambo?
tool that has like the knife and the axe and like the hammer on it.
Okay.
You do anything you want with that, it's fine.
Okay. I dig it. And last but not least,
These are weird questions, by the way.
I know. That's how we get to know our guests. Last but not least, you have a little snippet of time, 15 minutes to catch up in between work and doing things at home. What is it that you're reading or watching? What are you catching up with?
I'm probably just wasting time either doom scrolling on TikTok or I'm finishing up whatever show I'm trying to watch. Probably Walking Dead or Bitchin' Apartment 23 or something.
You don't have a go-to for like your news or your podcast or anything like that?
Nope, the news is driving me crazy at the moment.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's all of us.
Yeah. Call it the news. Yes.
Yeah, mainstream crap.
Yep. Well, awesome. Thank you for spending some time with us and answering questions and hanging out. So, all right, everybody, check out Kristen Tomaru.
Definitely.
This is her information here.
Yes,
So
please.
we have-
And both books are on Amazon. Woo-hoo.
Yes. Check her out on Amazon. So you see how to spell her
Look
name?
forward to another one. Yes.
Thank you.
Kristen Tomaru.
They're on their way.
Very, very good.
All
Thank
over.
you. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the circuit. So
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
hopefully I'll see you sooner than later.
Yeah, it was awesome
Yes.
meeting you guys last time.
I know. Hope to
Yeah.
see you. Are you doing like Clearwater Library Comic Con?
Not right this second. That one was to test the waters to see if blah blah. Now I gotta like plan stuff, and I want to plan it around getting my next book out.
Okay.
So we do it at the same, so I can do it at the same time and actually promote the new book and bring the other books and all that fun and be better at the animation by then.
Well, let us know.
They are very author friendly. So if you are looking for some other place to get in that runs every year, check out Clearwater Library Comic Con. They run in March 15th. So they're coming up. So if they have a cancellation, they
I'll totally just go to that if I can't even just get in.
I think it's a free event.
When I'm out of stock anyway.
Yeah, come say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you send me the info on my messenger?
Yes, please remind me. I will do that. So
I will.
all right, cool. All right, you have a good one. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. Mwah. I hope
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Let's see.
As you hear her daughter.
Yep. So yeah,
I'm
you were having a rave.
I don't know what the fuck, but I'll take it. Next time I'll play some music.
I know. We should.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, you guys were great. Thanks. Saturday morning cartoons. Hell yeah.
Definitely.
And seeing people come in late. Hello. Yes, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming back in. Yeah. Let me catch up with some of the questions and by the cool, awesome dude. Thank you.
Yes, there was a few of those.
Yeah, I love having on the unique authors, and Kristen is definitely she's a unique one. She's got a very bubbly personality. If you meet her, she's a trip. So I'm glad she made some time to come on here tonight. Grateful for that.
She pops out in Clearwater.
I do too. It's a fun event. It's not too far from where we were last time. So yeah, what else were we gonna cover? We're happy to see you guys here too. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to get your stuff organized over there, Miss Eva.
I don't know what happened there. I unplugged and plugged it back in twice, so hopefully this is done with. So I go ahead. You first.
No, you go.
I was gonna say something that came up over the weekend that we were talking about after the Broderick Con is noise ordinances in these small towns. How they're revitalizing them, and if you live in a small town, I don't know where everybody else lives, at least around here, they're promoting all these bands and live entertainment, but they're shutting everything down early.
Yeah.
These noise ordinances at 10 o'clock, even on the weekend, seems a little extreme. So I was curious, other people that live in small towns or have them near them, is that the same in your area? You move to a small town, you expect, in my opinion, noise, downtown entertainment. If you live close, you're going to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, if you move to an area where there's live entertainment, do you suddenly expect them to adhere to your sleep schedule? Or do you go in there knowing that there's going to be live entertainment and you know that on weekends there's going to be music going on till what, 11, 12 o'clock at night?
I would think at least that, at least outside, it should be later on the weekend. So anyway, just throwing it out there. I was curious if other people have the same issue going on in their area.
I don't know.
So
I'm trying to think. This is the only I've never noticed that except for around here in Tampa Bay. Like in Kentucky, in Louisville, downtown, everything was open at 4 a.m. I mean, everything down on that main
actual
strip
Tampa is 4 a.m.
Is it? I gotta hang up
I don't
there.
know about live entertainment outside though, but like where I'm at, downtown Newport Richey is 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Philadelphia, when I like downtown, like South Street and all that, I was like, that was 2 a.m. Last call was 1:45. And there was
I don't remember
of these establishments.
Yeah, you knew moving in there that was the case. So
yeah, Chip says, I live in a small town in our main street. They not only have live bands every weekend until 11 p.m. or midnight, but they also play country music 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. on the speakers every day. Now that, I don't know, that was a problem. I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, that might be a little interesting there.
Yeah. For people who work nights. And then hello.
I just wanted to bring that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, right?
I think so too. I saw something really. You had a couple things. I got some cute things too, so we don't get all crazy. What you got?
No, go ahead. My stuff's not as cute or fun. My stuff is just like, hey, you should know about this. Yours is probably way more fun than mine.
Well, there was a couple things. You had that one thing about the whale.
Yes, a real life Jonah and the whale situation, you guys. Like this kayaker got swallowed by a whale. Do I have to share the screen or do you?
You. It doesn't want to work with me.
Easier said than done, I think. Let me see if I can find it. Because I have so many pages open. It's usually a problem. Let's see.
I can log in and try it on my side. I'm in.
Okay.
Give it a shot?
Sure. Because this is interesting. I watched this thing like 4 times. All right.
Let's see. We did that earlier. I know it's really crazy, right?
Present, right? I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, you may want to. It
might end up showing stuff that I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see here. Oh, here we are. Tell me if this works, you guys. All right, share. Is it working?
Ooh. Yep.
All right. Can you hear it?
No, I see it's on mute. There you go.
Followed his son.
Watch.
Swallows a kayaker, and the shocking moment.
Oh, wait, you got to watch this from the beginning. There he is, right?
A whale swallows a kayaker, and the shocking moment is caught on video. Adrian Semegas was just minding his own business off the coast of Chile, enjoying a kayaking outing with his dad, Del. And while Del was recording his son in the distance, a humpback whale suddenly breached the surface and swallowed his son whole. Del took Adrian below the surface for several terrifying seconds before he miraculously popped up unharmed.
Tranquilo, agarra el bote, agárralo, tranquilo, agárralo.
Wow, look at
holy shit.
Seems he just wasn't on the menu that day, or any day really, since humpback whales feast primarily on krill, small fish, and plankton. Adrian details his frightening run-in with the huge mammal in an interview with the Associated Press published February 13th. He tells the outlet, "At first I thought I had died. I thought it had already eaten me and swallowed me. It was, of course, a lot of terror because I thought there was nothing I could do." Adrian adds, "When I came up and started floating, I was scared that something might happen to my father too, that we wouldn't reach the shore in time, or that I would get hypothermia." While Adrian's story is certainly harrowing, he's not the only one who experienced a whale encounter in recent years. Since 2019, there have been about 700 run-ins with orcas near the Iberian Peninsula, resulting in the sinking of 6 boats, according to Atlantic Orca Working Group, GTOA scientists that monitor the species per NBC News. And even some celebrities are very wary of whales.
All right.
Who cares about the
Wow.
celebrities?
I know.
Right?
Tired of celebrities' opinions. That's crazy,
That
right?
yes,
Holy
I
hell.
just at least he spit him back out pretty quickly, so he had a chance.
I
But
know.
he's, I've heard that many times over the years where they've, accidentally ate something and spit it back out. But at least they don't eat humans, so now we know.
Oh man, that's some
But
scary shit.
did you
That dude got
did you see?
lucky. Did I see what?
Sorry, that 106-year-old lady. I think I sent that to you in Monroe,
No.
Louisiana. So here's something to look forward to. She still lives independently on her own, cooks, does everything for herself. 106 years old, and she lives in Monroe, Louisiana, and she she says reason why she's still around is healthy living and her faith. I was like, that's
Wow.
kind of cool. So, and it's not like she's in a wheelchair hanging out like I'm ready to go. She's active. And you don't hear that much, I think, in America. I think we talked about that before, that, in other countries, you see people that live that long and that healthy and stay
Yeah.
motivated, but not here. So
Where's
I just
Monroe
thought that was kind of
County?
interesting. Sorry?
Where's Monroe County?
No, Monroe, Louisiana.
Oh, Monroe, Louisiana. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's a bunch of blue zones, and blue zones are where people live to be 100 years old or older. And there is one in California, and they are a religious. I'm trying to think of where they are. They might be
I want to
Latter-day
say it was near a
Saints
desert,
or
something like
Jehovah's. I
that.
think the Jehovah's. Yeah, somewhere in California. I should know this. I can't recall it, but and they do have a vegetarian diet because I love to study the blue zones. A lot of places don't. They just have a vegetable rich, and a lot of them still eat meat. But their biggest thing is they're social. They're social and they're active. Very, very
Hmm.
social. So they live
I
a active life and they have friends and they get out and do things.
I think those communities they have for elderly. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
say for older communities, it's almost like a blessing if they have bingos and
Oh yeah.
dances and music.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully, that keeps them going for a long time. And I think it's inspirational. Anyway, just thought I'd say something nice.
It's a
Um,
weird story. I just read a study on some of that too, and they said the majority of people who live to be over 100 years old, not all, but the majority are usually the youngest born. And they think that is because the youngest child in the family is exposed to all the previous germs and illnesses that the older children have had. So they develop a really good immune system.
mhm.
Also, the most competitive child is the youngest child. So
Oh yeah.
by default, overwhelming number of professional athletes tend to be the youngest child.
I'm very
So,
competitive,
well,
and I am the youngest.
there you
So
go. Yep, they
put
always
me
have.
on an air hockey table. Watch out.
There's some bruises. There's going to be some bruises. They also
Yes.
one of the things about the blue zones, especially the ones in Asia, was they said that a lot of Western countries are crippling themselves by sitting in chairs all the time. So one of the main things you can do for yourself is use the floor. Get down on the floor, get up off the floor, get down on the floor, get up off the floor, because we're shortening our muscles, tendons, and ligaments by sitting in chairs our whole life. And that's that we start having a harder and harder time getting up and down as we get older. Whereas if you utilize the floor, sit on the floor, hang out with your pets on the floor, stretch on the floor, get up and down, it helps your knees, helps your hips, helps your balance, helps everything. So
Isn't
that's
Tai Chi like a little bit easier for older people than yoga, or am I wrong with that?
I honestly don't know. I just know that there's a drastic difference between how people in various parts of Asia age versus uh, America and Western countries when it comes to hips, knees, being able to get up and down and losing balance. So,
Do you have any other tips for them coming from a fitness end?
but if you don't use it, you lose it. Motion is lotion. So, getting up and down. And a big thing is work on your balance every day. Work on your balance. because the number one way that people die when they're older is falls. So they break something and then they need to have surgery, and they're too old to handle the anesthesia or the surgery. So if you have a strong sense of where you are, a strong middle ear, all that, you have a good chance of living a long, healthy life. And work on your, have good thigh muscles so you can go walk places and get upstairs and go visit people.
Yeah, especially in Florida, we don't have a lot of stairs here, so do what you can.
And Chip says, that's interesting. Come to think of it, my dad was the youngest in his family, and my grandfather was the youngest of his 3 brothers, and both my dad and granddad outlived their siblings. So
the oldest, what happens with the oldest then, you think?
The oldest tend to be leaders, CEOs, entrepreneurs, self-employed. They tend to be adventurers. So that could be why they die first. So.
Well, my dad was the first to go.
Yeah. Well, immunity is a real thing. Speaking of that, I have, as somebody who has raised chickens, I've raised up until last year. I've been raising chickens from 2014 or 15 on, and I find it kind of heinous that they're culling entire flocks. And I don't understand why they're doing this over bird flu. So why would you not? So chickens are prey animals. Animals with eyes on the side of their face are prey animals. Animals with their eyes straight ahead, like humans, are predator animals. So the eyes are on the side, like with goats and chickens, so they can see what is coming for them. When you have a prey animals don't show they are sick until they are almost dying. So with chickens, by the time they show that they are sick, they are almost dying at that point. So you have to practically be a vet and know how to care for chickens with just about every possible thing that comes along. Because inevitably, by the time you see it, it could be too late, and chicken vets are hard to find and very, very expensive. So when you have something like bird flu, that seems to only be affecting our food supply, the chickens are going to be dead within 24 to 48 hours. So why would you cull entire flocks? Why would you not breed the ones who don't die because they have immunity? So when you take the ones who have survived, just like people who survived polio and never got it, they have a natural immunity to it. There's a lot of people who never, ever got COVID. These people have a natural immunity to it. So you take the rest of the flock who never got sick, after you quarantine the sick ones, and you breed them, and you create a stronger animal with a stronger immune system that is virus resistant in the future. But instead, by culling every animal across the board, all the chickens, you're creating a weaker breed. You're creating weakness. So it's interesting too that they're coming out with a bird vaccine for this bird flu vaccine created by Zoetis, Zoetis, which, shocker, was started by Pfizer.
I have many comments for this. One being, besides the big pharma BS that goes along with it, is my understanding in reading up on the bird flu. Now, first of all, we know that it's been around for many, many years. This is not anything new, and it does affect waterfowl and other things too. But and that includes ducks, and unfortunately, it has happened around locally here too. But it's always been around. This is nothing new. So if you find you have a few that are sick, you quarantine them.
Right.
And also with chickens, if you do, like War Demon said, happen to have chicken, you're not going to get bird flu from it. You cook it. If you cook anything to the right temperature, you're not going to get sick, including bird flu. So you have, 4,000 chickens in one flock, one breeder, let's say, and you have one or two that might test positive, quarantine them. They may even still survive. How do you know? You don't know. All they're doing is going around killing 4,000 chickens.
And they're killing them
So, which is,
preemptively before they're even sick too. That's very alarming.
it saddens me because I know they're not pets, blah blah blah, but they're still, I don't know. It just breaks my
They're
heart.
sentient beings.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah. I mean, I never ate my chickens. I ate the eggs, and they're sentient beings that are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. And sometimes they're dumber. And but they are sweet, sweet, sweet animals. So yeah, it does break my heart to see what's going on. And that's why we're having an egg shortage, and that's why they're expensive, because they keep killing the birds. So that's
I
what's
did stop
happening.
in the store last night to a different store that we were talking about yesterday, and they did not have any organic, not even a spot on the shelf.
No,
Instead
that's
of
why we
having
go
it
up to
just
that
slip,
farm.
yeah, they filled it out.
Yeah.
I did see something about kindness to animals. If you indulge me for a second,
Sure.
it's so it's how kindness is a biological hack. So we've talked about, how you talk to plants, right? The whole idea of plants, and I'm still talking to mine. Hopefully they'll live. Um, but there was actually a study done in 1978 on rabbits that they actually, in how they would taste. Okay, so let's say chickens. Okay, so you take rabbits, you talk nice to those rabbits, you feed them all the same, but you talk nice to them, socialize with them. Then you had the ones you didn't socialize with. They were over here. Their meat was not only tougher, they didn't. The ones that they did let live died earlier than the ones they spoke nice to. So you had two different types of studies there. You had one about the taste of the meat, let's say, and then how it affected them as pets.
They did that. They did that with Wagyu beef, the
Oh, really?
WAGYU. So
Yeah,
Wagyu
Wagyu.
beef in Japan is, they speak to the animal, they massage it, they pet it, they do the whole thing, and that beef is supposed to be some of the most tender, amazing beef out there.
I've had it. It was okay.
No, I don't think we get the real stuff. The stuff that they market in our grocery store is Wagyu. If you
Oh,
can,
no.
if you can afford real Wagyu beef, you are doing really well.
Well, yeah, the person that supplied it is doing very well. But yeah, it was okay. To me, I like a good ribeye.
Yeah.
So, but okay, I see the idea. You're rich, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in. So be kind. Be kind to humans. They might live longer. Be kind to your pets and your plants. So, all right, I'm done.
No, it's good advice. Not just that. 85% of how we learn is watching how other people interact. So human behavior is learned from how other people act. Where our behavior got kind of really awful was when we started having all the reality shows. So yeah, if you are doing good things and acting in an appropriate manner, you are actually a really good influence for other people. So here's I wanted to mention too, before, there's a couple of things just to touch on before we go. One is, you're seeing a lot of protests out there. These are not organic 1970s protests. These are organized and funded by NGOs, which are non-governmental organizations, and there is a very vested interest in some of these companies and corporations to have the United States implode and fail. So, as we saw with USAID, where they funded a lot of really dodgy, terrible things to collapse this country, there are more NGOs just like them doing the same thing. So it's crazy how you see these protests pop up simultaneously, and then they all have the same signs, and they all have the same tents, and they all, across the board, everybody's got the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So be aware of that you're being manipulated. One of the reasons that Republicans tend to do badly and Democrats can get their point across better is because one of them presents facts, more fact-based things, and one of them presents more emotion-based arguments. And human beings are emotional people. Whether we like it or not, we are emotional people. We will never not be emotion-based. So presenting the emotional argument is going to go further than presenting a fact-based, rational argument, especially now that so many people have so much damage in their prefrontal cortex from COVID and the vaccine. They're not able to grasp a logical, fact-based argument. So, and this is not me making that up. You can search PubMed and look for that. So these are things we have to be aware of. I see a lot of countries asking, and hello, Lori, what's up? Mwah. And thank you, Michael. One of the things we have to be aware of, too, I see a lot of countries going, well, I'm sitting here watching the United States implode. What's happening there? Why aren't you guys fighting back? You guys look like you're just completely destructing. And I think that a lot of people don't understand outside of the United States, and I don't know how many people are outside the United States watching this, and if you're watching the replays or whatever, but here's the thing. When you are getting media pertaining to the United States, you are getting a narrative, not an actual story of what's happening here. So unless you actually live here and understand how this place is run, which even to live here, a lot of people don't understand it, you are not getting the real story. So how do I know this? I have lived overseas and I see the narrative that is being delivered to foreigners. So you have a globalist media that is pushing a narrative and you are only getting part of the story. One. So what you think you see is not what you are seeing. That's the first part. So non-Americans, please understand that you are being told something that is not completely factual. And thank you, Lori. You are absolutely accurate. Kindness matters more than ever. It does. And absolutely. So number two, this is something that a lot of foreigners can't wrap their head around and will never be able to wrap their head around. We in America are a country that operates with a for-profit healthcare. Other countries have universal healthcare with a vested interest in preventative and basically preventative care and not making their people sick. We do not have that. You know what we have? We have a Food and Drug Administration. Nobody has that. So our food is tainted to make us sick. We cannot even export it. Most of the things that are in our food are illegal in everybody else's country. Our drugs are for profit. Other countries, including your countries out there, Germany, England, Canada, you are selling your drugs here to us at 1,000 to 5,000% markup. So we keep you afloat because Americans are being gouged to fuck on our medication and our insurance. Our GDP, our medical GDP is one of the highest GDPs. It is the highest in the world, and it's our sixth highest GDP. The one thing that is truly made in America is disease. So,
yeah,
that is it. It's disease.
It's
so
profit.
Yes, it is a completely for-profit medical system, and we are fat. We are sick. We're all on maintenance medications. It is unlike anything you could possibly understand because you don't live here. And do you know who pays for that? You know who causes that? This country is run by big pharma. They pay for all of our politicians. I mean, these people were millionaires. They're millionaires. They were millionaires long before this administration. Bernie Sanders received $1.5 million just from Pfizer. So imagine all the others. And he wasn't even at the top. So these people are millionaires and they get millions to push the laws through to make all of this legal. So here's how it works. The FDA makes sure the food will make you sick. Big Pharma makes sure that you will be on maintenance medications. And the government makes sure the laws are passed so that all of this is legal. And big tech makes sure that no one can protest it or you will be censored if you oppose it. So
Right.
it works like that in this country because only 5 companies own all the media. So I would
Now,
like
I'm
you to see
curious.
something. Oh, go ahead.
No. Please go ahead.
I'm gonna play you something real quick, just so you know. Here's a little bit of something. Just so you get an idea of what's going on. Hang on. It's gonna, what do you call it? And I probably need to do the thingy. I'm still learning this. Present. Share screen. Tell me if this is working.
There you go.
Communities.
Oh, this guy.
Iowa communities.
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And
this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely 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 dangerous to our democracy.
See, I do walk side by side with the devil. We do every day. Temptations, the lies, the illusions, this matrix and the demonic programming is running deep. It is everywhere. It's not just the news, it's what you consume on social media too. So be wary of the half-baked influencers out there because they are swarming this app. Stay safe out there, gang.
Yep. So that is, you missed the first part, but that is what is going on. So if you think that you're the only one getting all of this fake stuff, everybody is getting it. And it's that is what's going out globally as well. And by the way, we're not a democracy. We are a republic, a sovereign republic. They want to brainwash you into thinking you're a democracy where 51% can control the other 49%. That's what a democracy is. So, and then they want to use their influence to tell you what you should control. So that sovereign republic is not that. Anyway, sorry. I cut you off earlier. I just wanted to blend.
No, it's okay. That's all good.
Proceed.
I don't remember now.
Oh.
That one about, okay, so I'm curious in other countries. Well, all right, let me rephrase that. Here, we're only seeing certain narratives as well about other countries that they want us to see, unless you go looking. Same thing, opposite. As obviously, like that guy pointed out, every news station across the country says the same exact wording, the same stories and plots. Yeah. So, to be a journalist today is basically a puppet, or you're just reading off of whatever they tell you to read, which is sad.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
So it is. Here. Yeah, it really, really is. So if you're a real journalist, you are getting roasted, flayed, and censored because they don't want you exposing a lot of what's going on. And Lori says,
thankful. Go
ahead.
No.
You're thankful for what?
I'm thankful that there's a lot of people standing up to that now, and there's lots of news outlets or avenues that you can actually see what's really going on, the truth out there.
Oh God,
you just unfortunately have to look for it. You can't just turn on 6 o'clock shit no more.
I know. Lori says that's one of the things I'm liking about Kennedy, who was confirmed.
Yes,
wants to ban so much unhealthy food in the U.S. Hell yeah.
Yep.
So
here it comes.
That too. So it's kind of weird how how many people are against that. I don't understand how many people are against it or defending some of this crazy spending and all the stuff that's going on. It's like, do you not want a better country? How could you not want us to be in a better position. It's insane.
It's all going to hurt right now in the beginning, no matter what. So,
yeah. And Chip says, to return to an earlier comment, younger generations can't accept hard truth, the logical side of things. Thus, they reject it and embrace the simplistic, emotional. I'm not sure that's true. I don't think it's limited to the younger generation. And quite honestly, from what I've seen, the younger generation seems more able to see through the bullshit than older people. Like people my age seem to be the ones that are having a really hard time. They're the ones that seem emotional and ridiculous. So I'm seeing people who are, 12, 16, 17, 21, who are really aware of what's going on and can see through all of it. So I think it's an assumption that the younger generation can't, because we're always shown these blue-haired, dummies who are protesting abortion, and not there's anything wrong with that. We're always shown the same narrative over and over again. And the person is 29 years old. I'm not sure that that's actually true.
I don't think they're as responsible as I would hope at those ages. But yes, quite a few have very good opinions. But there's also it's interesting. Like there's a gamer, for instance, a young gamer that I talked to at work. You put two of them together. Both of them are heavy gamers. One gets all his information and news in the world by listening to other people while he's playing the game.
Right.
The other one must shut all that out, doesn't know crap going on in the world, doesn't care, and acts like that total I'm going to stay home forever person and just suck off my mom's movie.
It's very individualistic, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's that way with us too, with the older generation, but anyway.
Yeah, and one notices the amount of people that are against ICE is insane too. True.
You see that? I think I sent you that video about the an ICE vehicle that was set and exploded in Philadelphia.
Well, I'm not surprised. Philadelphia sucks.
I say this going on in Philly this week.
Philadelphia, and Bigwig says, "I don't want anybody telling me I can't watch porn or drink beer." Amen. Right. So I see people on X calling for the banning of porn there. And this is a very dangerous, slippery slope. And here's why. In theory, obviously, we don't want the kids. Listen, the kids can access porn anywhere, okay? They already have. Right. The kids have already seen everything there is to see. It's up to you to parent them. If you put a screen in their hands, that is your problem. You cannot now ask people who tax-paying people who do, erotica or porn or foot fetish, that now they can't do what they do and promote what they do for a living. You can't do that, okay? Now it is your responsibility, if you give them a screen, to parent, and there are ways to parent around that. A. B. If you set a precedent saying, oh, we're going to ban porn on Twitter and all these other things, that it's already been through the Supreme Court over and over and over and over and over again, and is still listed as free speech every single time. What happens is now you have AI policing it. And we've seen what happens when Meta allows AI to police anything. So now you're going to come home and post pictures of your vacation, and you are now going to get a big fat ding and or have your account suspended or be off your account for 30 days because your bikini pictures are now porn. Your barefoot picture is now porn. Porn is technically defined as insertion or an exchange of body fluids. But who now defines it? Just like you cannot label anything hate speech. There is no such thing as hate speech. It does not exist. It doesn't exist. So there's just speech, and then there's a hateful user. That's it. And to allow someone to define hate speech, because you can't do it. It gives them control. So I can turn around and say, the word bitch can never be used again. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, bitch, what's up? Because it's a term of affection. Where all my bitches at, yo? So context matters, and AI cannot understand context. It just isn't there yet. So giving an entity or a corporation the power over us to limit us, to set a precedent legally, it is a problem. You cannot be pro free speech and anti porn.
Right.
And number 3, just get it out of your algorithm, you fucking pervert. If you're against it, do what everybody else does and get it out of your algorithm. Don't tell other people that they can't enjoy pornography. These people are adults doing adult things, paying taxes, and the people who are enjoying it are adults enjoying adult things and paying taxes. Fuck you.
This whole ban of Pornhub, is that just Florida?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Anyway.
Is Florida doing that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's already been done.
You can't, wait, hang on. I can't go to Pornhub right now?
I don't know. I don't know how this works. All I know is I keep hearing about it. That it was banned like TikTok.
Oh my God. Yeah. It says, dear user, as you may know, your elected officials in Florida are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you to access our website. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users, and in fact will put children and your privacy at risk. In addition, mandating age verification without proper enforcement gives platforms the opportunity to choose whether or not to comply. To protect children and user privacy, any legislation must be enforced against all platforms, blah, 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 blah. Safety of our users is one of our biggest concerns. We believe that the best and most effective solution for protecting children and adults alike is to identify users by their device and allow access to age-restricted materials and websites based on that identification. Until a real solution is offered, we've made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in Florida. Oh my God.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's wrong. I understand their point of view, but everybody's always had to put some kind of age thing in anyway, right? I mean, maybe not share their ID, but you, again, police your children. Why should they stop Pornhub or any other outlet?
So people have put my own videos on there, my wrestling stuff, so I can't even police it now. Wow, that's messed up.
That is messed up.
I can't even police it.
You can use your phone because your phone is based out of state. Is that what you said? Okay.
No. Huh?
Why no?
Kentucky banned it as well.
She can still access it through her phone.
So let me get this straight. Okay. So our Republican what do you call it? Guy, DeSantis. So he was going to sell out our state-owned parks and land to corporations out from underneath of us, but he's going to ban porn. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so anyway, lots of comments. I'm just going to leave it there too.
Yeah. All right. So you guys need to protect yourself against flu. It's not on the media, but influenza A is very, very prevalent right now. A lot of people hospitalized for it. It's causing respiratory issues. It is not COVID. Most of the people getting it have had the flu shot and or the COVID shot. So you can use all the nasal sprays and gargles. So the povidone iodine spray, it's a 10% povidone iodine. You can get it on Amazon. Spray it 6 hours. So every 6 hours you use it, it pretty much kills everything. And then you can use a alcohol-based mouthwash also, and that should pretty much keep you contaminant free. Just stop. Don't wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes. So don't sit naked on anybody's phone. That type of thing.
Sit naked on something else.
Yeah,
like an
exactly.
anal probe. Oh, I'm sorry, alien probe.
There you go.
Not anal. Sorry.
So yeah, that's about it. Those are the things. Oh, and I'll give you these real quick. These are interesting. I'll leave you with this I thought this was really interesting. Where did you go? It was 13 controversial truths that are really, really fascinating, written by a PhD. And let me find it. It's really good information. Dr. Hussein. All right. So Dr. Hussein has a scientist with a PhD in healthcare. He said, here's 13 controversial truths about living healthy you won't like but need to hear. So number 1, you can solve most of your problems by walking outside. Number 2, alcohol is poison. If you drink in moderation and know that you are drinking poison. Number 3, stress is not bad for you. Your perception of stress is what matters. If you believe stress is good for you, it'll help you grow and become more resilient. Number 4, don't drink coffee after noon. Caffeine stays in your system much longer than you think. Even if you fall asleep easily, the quality of your sleep will decrease. Number 5, don't track your calories or weight or sleep every day. You'll be much more consistent if you focus on tracking it weekly. Number 6, don't aim for happiness, aim for inner peace. What brings you peace is often uncomfortable, but leads to a much more fulfilling life. Number 7, your soft skills are more important than your degree. And this comes from someone with a PhD. Number 8, when you are hungry, don't eat. Drink a big glass of water instead. Our brains often mistake thirst for hunger. If you're still hungry after 15 to 20 minutes, you know it's real hunger. Number 9, remove the clocks and your phone from your bedroom. The first thing you do when you wake up during the night is check the time, which triggers a stress response in your brain, which makes it harder to fall back asleep and reduces sleep quality. I'm going to say you should use an alarm clock instead of your phone and have it across the room and covered up so the light's not in your face. Right. Do that instead. Number 10, go to the nearest gym. Forget about the price, benefits, or the equipment. Pick the gym that's closest to your home. A long distance between gym and home creates a mental barrier. Number 11, do small things that suck every day. Micro sucks. Your willpower is like a muscle. It can be trained. Consistently doing things you don't want to is the best way to strengthen it. Number 12, the number of close relationships is even more important for your health than losing weight or stopping smoking. Our social circle is the number 1 predictor of living a long life, like we said earlier, the blue zone. Mm-hmm. So build as many meaningful connections as you can, offline connections. And number 13, live a life that is true to yourself. Most of us do what society, family, or friends expect from us. They mean no harm, but sometimes their dreams must die for yours to live. Live an authentic life that is a true reflection of who you are. So I like it. Thought those were all very, very valid. And I don't know if anybody needs to hear that or finds it beneficial, but I thought that would be good to reiterate as some healthy living. So Michael is saying lemon water. I can't do it.
I don't like lemon water.
I hate lemon water, but if you can do it, if you can do it, vitamins. Yes, I love vitamins. I'm a vitamin whore. So just give me all the vitamin D you can give me.
Sorry about that.
So
I didn't mean to do that.
Anyway, we are sponsored by Wolfpack Gold. If you are trying to keep your finances where they're supposed to be or even grow them, check out aprilhunter.gold. You can put your money in some put it into precious metals. We got silver, got gold. It is constantly, that's a finite resource. So gold and silver is very, very valuable. And if you decide to do a recurring buy, you can use the coupon code 1776, and they will send you some free constitutional silver. They are veteran owned and they've been around for a long time. So definitely check out Wolfpack Gold, aprilhunter.gold. And thank you to our sponsors for keeping us sponsored. So we appreciate that. So thanks for being here, everybody. We will see you next Tuesday. We love you. Thank you to Kristen for giving us some time and letting us see all her puppets and her art. We appreciate that. And lots of love to all of you. And thanks to everybody throw in some biddies, try and shake them titties. So you guys have a good night, and mwah.
Until next
anything?
week.
Did I miss anything, Eva?
No, not at all.
All right, cool. Thank you for being here. Lots of love.